Alright, listen, I hear you guys. I have been way too harsh on Battlefront 2, and I fully admit to my mistake. So, today, I'm going to be giving my thoughts on Battlefront 2's Rise to Greatness, and I'm going to keep it in a reviewish format, so, without further ado, let's just do this. Star Wars Battlefront 2 is an EA game, much similar to the Battlefield games. You know, it's a combination of a first-person shooter with Star Wars mechanics, and personally, in my opinion, that's what makes the game great. It really stands out amongst all the other Star Wars games. And, you know, I love the first game to death. It felt like my dreams had came true. You know, I could finally be a Jedi, you know, the combat was great, maps were awesome, the whole game was amazing in its own. But 2 years later, in 2017, came Battlefront 2. And at the start, honestly, it wasn't looking too good. You know, everything was locked behind a paywall, you had loot boxes, lag was just awful, you could hardly play the game. The game seemed like a big joke. But throughout time, EA found a way to save the game. Giving everyone everything while keeping the currency in-game was great. It gave content to the player while providing a way to get more if you want to. You know, with everything being added, loot boxes, hero cards, bunch of skins and stuff, it was a lot and it sucked that I was stuck behind a paywall at first. But EA fixed it by giving it all to us pretty much. You know, you can still unlock loot boxes, you can still get the hero cards, and you still have a way to get currency. Which, I mean, I think is the best way you can do, you know. There's a bunch of free content and stuff to have for just free-to-play players. In which, you know, I think is a great thing. And plus, speaking of, like, a bunch of content, the characters. You know, the roster of characters in this game is enough to make any Star Wars fan wet their pants. I mean, come on, they have great characters like Vader, they got Palpatine, they got Kylo Ren, they got what's his name, Count Doo-Doo. Combat is really fun in this game, you know, from the moment you load in, you're always on your toes, and you gotta make sure you're not gonna get stabbed by some giant space sword. Personally, my favorite mode to play in this game is, Capital Supremacy. You know, it's kinda like domination, going around, taking hard points and stuff. It's very fun, you know, combat, like I said, is fun, being on the front lines and stuff, and even getting enough points to become a Jedi or Sith, it's still very fun. And even then, the Jedi and Sith aren't really that overpowered, you know what I mean? You know, Rey might be able to do her own things, and in this game, Kylo can do his own things, but when they clash together, it's really fun to just watch. Personally, I like being a Stormtrooper more, but that's me. And plus, there's a bunch of other game modes in this game that are really fun. For instance, heroes versus villains. You could be Darth Vader just ganging up on people like you see here. It's awesome, and, you know, it's very fun and fast-paced as well, but the disadvantage is you could be doing your own thing and getting jumped by Jedi with no one helping you. Hell, there's even a mode called Ewok Hunt, where you're stuck in the forest, and you, if you're a clone trooper, have to just shoot in the dark and find Ewoks. It's terrifying. It's kind of like Infected, but overall, I think it's a very fun game mode. If you're the kind of guy that enjoys X-Wing and TIE Fighter combat, well, guess what? Today's your lucky day, because I have a game mode for that, too. You know, personally, it's not my kind of game mode, but I mean, I'm not denying that it's fun, you know? Every once in a while, it's fun. But, personally, I prefer being on the front lines and, you know, shooting and stabbing and yada yada yada, but it's a fun game mode nonetheless. Do I think Battlefront 2 is a bad game? Hell no. Battlefront 2 has grown throughout its few years of being out, and it has turned into a really fun game now. Throughout its time with these constant updates, more has been given back to us, and EA really did redeem themselves. And it is my ignorance for not following up with it throughout all this time, you know? I could say that I didn't care after the first week of playing it and it sucked, but really, I'm a kid of the internet. I should have seen somewhere where someone talked about it, and it is my fault that I didn't. So, the biggest question is, do I think Battlefront 2 was a bad sequel? Now that I've had time to play it and clear my mind of it, no. If I could go back and redo my sequels video, Battlefront 2 would be in the good sequels category. And, you know, time heals. You know, over time the game got better, and that's the moral of the story. So, I hope you guys kind of enjoyed this video, you know. I feel like I needed to make this as a little bit of an apology to Battlefront 2, because I kind of was a dick to it, not gonna lie. But, you know, with that being said, we got a lot to look forward to now on the channel. Because on February 4th, Firebase Z comes out on Cold War. And I'm hyped as hell, you know. So expect content on that probably day one. When I get home, I'll probably upload a video about it. Because, you know, Treyarch likes to release maps when I have school. So, well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe, go outside, look at snow if you haven't. I don't know. Get out of here.
Yeah.